My boyfriend used me for rituals. My name is Mercy and I'm from Ogun State, but I've been living in Lagos for a while now. You know how Lagos is? It's alive, full of energy, but also chaotic. That's where I met my boyfriend. His name is Emeka, now my husband. We met at Eleguchi Beach of all places. I remember it so well. The sun was setting, waves crashing, and there was just something in the air that evening. It was like one of those Nollywood love stories, right down to the details. You would think everything was setting up for this perfect romantic tale. But let me tell you, what came next during our relationship was something else. From the start, we had this connection, you know? It was like fate brought us together. We were good together. Not perfect, but who is? He wasn't the richest guy out there, far from it, but he was so comfortable, and in Lagos, that was just more than enough. He took care of me, so sometimes we had our little issues like couples do, but overall we were so happy together. 6 years together, just growing and learning from each other. I thought I had found the man I was going to spend my entire life with. But as life would have it, didn't go smoothly. He started with his new cycles of friends. At first, they seemed so harmless, maybe a little flashy, but harmless. You know the type of guys who talk big talks, always boasting about how much money they made from their businesses. I didn't think too much of it at first, but somewhere in the back of my mind, I knew these people weren't good for him. Still, I stayed quiet because I didn't want to be the nagging girlfriend. What did I know? One day, on our normal chill out, we had been out for dinner and it was just a regular evening. Nothing too fancy but fun. We were laughing, joking, everything felt normal. But on the drive back home, I noticed he was quieter than usual. Hmm. You know that feeling when the vibe just shifts? I could tell something was on his mind. Suddenly he turned to me and said, "Babe, I want to ask you something." I was like, "Okay, what is it?" I wasn't expecting anything out of the ordinary. Then he dropped it. "Will you allow me use you for Yahoo Plus?" Eh? I swear for a second, I thought I misheard him. Oh, my own boyfriend. The man I've been with for 6 years, asking me if he could use me for ritual care. I was so speechless. I didn't even know how to react. He kept talking. I said this was something completely normal. Like, "I'll provide you with everything you need," he said. "I'll take you to places you've never been before. I'll marry you and I'll love only you." Hmm. My heart was pounding. I have never been more afraid like this night in my entire life. Was this the man I thought I knew? My thoughts were racing, oh. At that moment, or was he joking? Hmm. Did he think this was some kind of twisted romantic proposal? "You're joking," I said. But no, he wasn't joking. He kept a straight face and he was dead serious. For days, I didn't know what to do. 6 years of our relationship kept flashing in my mind. Starting over at that point felt impossible for me. Was I really going to throw away everything we had? Plus, I kept thinking he wasn't really a bad guy, you know? He had always taken care of me. He was never stingy. He has always been there for me. So I started to convince myself that maybe this was the right choice. I mean, I'll be living in luxury, right? No more struggling, no more worrying about money. And after 6 years of relationship, could I really start afresh with someone else? So I made the stupid decision of my life. I agreed to his request. Everything changed after that. It was like he was a different person. He started asking me for my used panties, saying it was part of the process. Every month, I would give him my old ones and he would replace them with new ones. At first, it felt weird though, but the money started coming in. And when I say money, I mean Arab money, in hard currency, oh, in naira and every other thing you can think of. We were living the high life of luxury. We went on vacations to many countries, including Paris and Dubai. He got me designer clothes, fancy dinner. He even bought me a brand new SUV worth 40 million naira. I had hairs and latest design of every dresses and bags. Finally, he asked me to marry him. Hey, so we could have kids, which I accepted. The proposal was luxurious and came with a brand new car, a house in my name, GLK for that matter. While enjoying these luxuries, I never thought of starting my own business because what could go wrong, right? We got married and trust me, it was one of the grand and luxurious weddings in Lagos. We later had three beautiful kids. For a while, I actually believed I had made the right decision and the best decision in my life. But the thing about living in a fantasy is that it doesn't last. Slowly, things started to shift. He became controlling. I didn't want me to go out. He didn't want me to have friends. I was completely cut off from everyone and from the world. At some point, I felt like a bird trapped in a cage. Sure, I had the money, I had the lifestyle, but I had no freedom. It's funny how you can have everything you thought you wanted and still feel completely empty. The depression hit and it hit me so hard. I started getting sick for no reason. I would feel headaches, fatigue, body pains, and I felt like I was falling apart. You know what? He didn't care at all. He wasn't the same man I had fallen in love with. He would stay out late, hanging out with his friends, going to clubs, parties, and coming home late and drunk, sometimes smelling of alcohol and smoke. The money slowed down and soon it stopped altogether. No more fancy trips, no more designer clothes. We were just existing and I hated it. 6 months went on like this, and there I became trapped in a miserable situation. His family treated me like a failure, and I never had a good relationship with any of his family members. Then one night, he came home after spending 3 good days outside. He looked so miserable as if he had lost everything, and I knew something was up. He sat me down and without even blinking, he said, "You are no longer useful to me, oh." Eh? Like, my soul almost left my body, oh. Hey, God. I felt cold. I couldn't even believe it. I just stared at him with tears and heavy weight in my heart. After everything, this was how it was going to end. I asked myself quietly. He went on saying, "You don't bring me luck anymore. I need someone younger and fresher, someone whose grace I can use so that I can make money. I can't continue to live like this." Hey, imagine. My heart shattered. It was as if I became a time bomb, ready to explode at any moment. I had given this man everything I had, like 12 years of my entire life, 3 children and my trust. Now I was disposable, just like a disposable cup. Just like that, he was off to find another woman, another so-called grace. Ha! I was left with nothing but shame. I had set this high standard for myself, living in luxury, and now I was afraid of going back to nothing. I had allowed myself to be trapped in a life that wasn't real, and now I was paying the price. Cut. Hi, I present the video. Bye, though.